A lot of you asked how I made this ride, so today I'm going to show you how to do these custom operations and make it fit however you build your coaster. Alright, let's get started. I'm just going to do it right in the front here because it's going to get deleted anyways. I'm just going to be using the floorless coaster again because that's what I used over there. I'm going to make it another large scale one. Alright, so the first really main important thing you need to do, I like to just snap my track length to about 15, and I like to set my rotate to about 10, and I pull it out twice, and then I go up. You could do whatever angle you want. You're just trying to get a smooth, consistent angle on both sides. Alright, so once you have that, we're going to go to the first part of your track, and you could basically do whatever you want here. You could have like a dive loop, an Immelman. You could have it literally just go straight up over an airtime hill and go wherever you want. It's not really super important. The only thing you gotta really do when you're building the track itself is make sure your coaster is not too long. That'll make it harder when it goes down the spike to send it back through the whole track efficiently and with good pacing. So if you do that, you're just not gonna end up with something that you like. Alright, so I'm just gonna continue this out using that angle snap we did. And I'm gonna bring it down twice. I'm just gonna do a nice little airtime hill here. Alright, so for now, since we're done with those boosters, I'm not really gonna angle snap no more. Another good trick for building really smooth stuff is you can delete two pieces, put the one in. It didn't let me do that right here. That is a bruh moment. I'll just bring this up again, and instead of doing two on this side, I think I might do three just so it has a little bit more gradual in the launch. There's really no wrong way to do this, so just gonna make a simple layout real quick. I'll be right back when I'm done. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to put the spike right here just so I can get onto the custom operations mode. Alright, so with the spike, you want to get out your boosters. I like to always put a curve on the spike. It's just personal preference. You could just have it bank up and be straight. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as the spike has boosters on it and brakes at the top. I'll show you those in a minute. Alright, that's how high the boosters can pitch, so we're going to do that. And then I'm just going to put a few brakes on this top section here. Make them look nice. Alright, now we're going to go back to the start of the ride where we added the back spike here. And we are just going to put some normal track. We could add brakes to the top of this. Usually I just end up making it tall enough to where the train can kind of free float up and then back down and then brake into the station. But once you learn a little bit about custom ride mode, you can really do whatever you want. Alright, there's our simple little track layout done. So you see in its current operations mode it is on default. This thing won't even work.
Bruh.
Alright, now that we have that booster in there, now see if we test it, bad things are probably going to happen. It might get us over this hill, which yes it did. But we might go a little bit too far over this hill. That's no good. So what we can start by doing is going over to the operations tab here, going down, and going into custom mode. Now this allows you to basically add different steps to the ride and change parameters on the different steps. Alright, so I usually like to set the departure direction to backwards. And then we will set the station mode to boost us backwards. That way, instead of a nice departure, it actually launches us out. We're also going to set these boosters back here on booster mode. We're going to tell them to boost backwards. Now what this will do is at the start of the ride, our train should go back now, really fast. A little too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and set this boost power down to about 25%. We want this to be really gentle. Now, it should get up to here, stop, and then 1 a rollback. Our trigger for the next step is going to be when the train rolls back. So we're going to add a wait for, then we're going to do train switches direction. Now when the train switches direction, we can change all of these settings to what we want. So when the train switches direction, I'm going to set the boost to forward. I'm going to set the station to also boost forward. And then we are going to add a wait for seconds elapsed. Because if it goes through all of this booster, it's probably going to have way too much speed. So we're going to find out the correct amount of seconds to get just the right amount of speed to go through the course nicely. So let's see how it's going. Alright, it honestly might be good. So we're just going to set these seconds to about, I don't know, let's say 12, that's a good starting point. And then we're going to set the boosters to turn off. Now this will allow it to where when it gets to this spike over here, it's not going to launch it off the end of the thing. So let's see how it's going now. Now it should come right up to here and go on the brakes. Now nothing happened when it went on the brakes, so what we're going to do is we're going to add another wait for here, and we're going to wait for a train to switch direction again. Now we're going to set the brakes to off, because once the train switches direction, we don't need it slowing down anymore on those brakes. And we're going to set the booster mode to boost us backwards. Let's make sure that power is still at 25% as well. Alright, now we can wait for a few more seconds, and we'll just see what happens. Perfect. So what we're going to do is, for here, we're going to leave the brakes completely off, and we're going to let the train swing completely back. Then on the way in, we're going to brake. So we're going to set the station mode to off on our 10-second thing that we made earlier. And then we're going to add another wait for train switches direction. On this, we're going to set booster mode to brake in both directions. And honestly, that should be it. In this case, you could either make it taller or you can add brakes. What I'm personally going to do is I'm going to add some brakes just so it's a little bit smoother. Alright, we're going to go back to our operations now. And now, also along with the booster mode here, we're going to set the brakes to turn off. Because once it stops on these brakes, they might as well just turn off and the train will gently roll down. So this time it should work. Let's write it. Alright, so the brakes still weren't enough. In this case, you could extend the brakes, or what I'm going to do here is, along with this last parameter here, before the train switches direction. Oh, wrong spot. In this last parameter here, where the station mode is off, before the train switches direction, we're just going to set the brake power a little bit higher. So we'll try 150% and see how that works. Yeah, it really comes in with a whole bunch of speed. So along with 150%, we might have to extend it even more. almost enough. We're just gonna change that last parameter to 200. Still not enough. There's got to be something else wrong here. Brakes mode. Ah. You know, that's the second bro moment of today. All right, let's see how this works. We could do 150% now, I bet. I bet we don't even need the top of that spike. There we are. And now it comes back, brakes to a halt, and station. It is a little bit of trial and error, but eventually it's pretty easy to get it to work. You just need to keep going at it and not give up. Every track will have different settings, so don't rely on copying these to a T.
Try your love off a test. No, 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 no. Just no, 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 no. And every time I see him with you.
Yeah, this is definitely not my best work, but I just needed something to show you guys these settings on. If you have any questions, just comment them down below. I'll try my best to answer all of them. And yeah, you all have a good one. I want to end this off by saying I did make a Discord server for everybody to go hang out in. I do suggest that you join. I'm planning on doing some build contests, possibly even some giveaways and stuff soon. So definitely join if you want to be part of that. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.